You're asking a question that has a lot of emotional noise around it, but the legal answer is straightforward. If he is living in a garage that is not permitted for habitation, he has essentially no tenant rights. The fact that he claims, "I'm living here, pay me donations, I take care of a horse instead of rent," does not create a lawful tenancy or grant him protections. Here's how it breaks down. Number one, tenant rights only exist when there is a legal tenancy in Colorado. Tenant rights apply to A. Residential tenancies, legal dwelling unit, properly zoned and permitted for habitation, lease or rent payment, residential utilities and habitability standards. B. Commercial tenancies, lease agreement, permitted use for commercial purposes. Number two, a garage used as a living space is not a legal dwelling. Even if he calls it a garage apartment, tiny home, or converted space, the moment there are no permits, no certificate of occupancy, no approved electrical/plumbing, no zoning for residential use, it is not a legal residence. So any tenancy is a legal occupancy. That means no warranty of habitability, no eviction protections, no rent-based legal status, no tenant rights at all. 3. Online claims and donations do not create tenancy. He claims, "I'm living in the garage, I'm converting it. Send donations." That is not a lease. It is not a contract. It is not a tenant relationship. It's a person living illegally and soliciting money. If anything, the donations can be evidence of fraud, misrepresentation, deceptive practices, or at minimum, an illegal business operation, but not tenant rights. Number 4, horse care in lieu of rent is not a valid lease consideration. Even if he and the owner verbally agree that he cares for a horse instead of paying rent, the space is still illegal for habitation. So, the agreement does not create a lawful tenancy, it does not validate illegal occupancy, it does not protect him from being removed. Number 5, the same code enforcement rules apply. When the county gets a complaint, they inspect, they cite the property owner for violations, they do not care about the occupant's story. And if the occupant leaves before eviction, the county has no reason to keep pursuing the occupant. The property owner is still responsible for fixing violations. The occupant has no continuing rights. Number 6, what rights does he have then? In this situation, he has only 2 possible rights. 1, right to due process if a lawful tenant, not applicable here because the occupancy is illegal. 2, right to not be physically harmed or threatened. He cannot be assaulted, but he can be removed legally. If the owner attempts to remove him unlawfully, that can create legal exposure for the owner, but removal must be done correctly. Number 7, what happens if he leaves voluntarily? If he leaves before eviction, no eviction is required. No court case is needed. The owner and county can close the case after inspection. The only thing the county might do is ensure the space is restored, issue fines to the owner, require removal of illegal occupancy. The occupant has no legal leverage simply because he left. Number 8, key legal reality. A person cannot create tenant rights by illegally occupying a non-residential space. They also cannot claim protections by posting online, asking for donations, or claiming barter. Bottom line, his tenant rights are essentially non-existent because it's not a legal dwelling, there are no permits, there is no lawful tenancy. The county has already identified the space as illegal. If you want, I can outline what the property owner should do to protect themselves legally, explain how to handle the donations issue, provide what evidence the county can use to support code violations, walk through what the county can do if he comes back and repeats the pattern. Just tell me what you need. This is a clear pattern. If he's repeatedly doing the same thing, altering a garage without permits, illegally living in it, and now mocking code enforcement while admitting he plans to rent it out, the legal reality is he has no tenant rights and he may be creating criminal and civil liability for himself. Here's exactly what's going to happen and what his rights are. Spoiler, minimal. Number 1, code enforcement process. Same as before. When the county receives a complaint and confirms illegal occupancy alterations, they do the same process. 1, inspect. 2, issue notice of violation. 3, give compliance deadline. 4, follow up. 5, if non-compliant, escalate fines, abatement, court action. The property owner is the target of enforcement, not the occupant. Number 2, the alleged tenant's mocking video changes nothing. He can post videos, taunt, or live stream code enforcement all day long. That does not give him rights. It does, however, create evidence against him and the property owner. The video is proof of illegal alteration, illegal occupancy, intent to rent, knowledge of code violation. It could also be used to support criminal charges if the county pursues them, support civil claims against him. Number 3, what happens if he plans to rent it out? This is the key point. If he plans to rent it out, he is engaging in an illegal business operation. He is altering property without permits, creating an unlicensed dwelling unit, potentially committing fraud by advertising a place that is not legally habitable. That can be considered unlicensed rental, deceptive trade practice, potentially criminal depending on the jurisdiction. Number 4, his tenant rights still do not exist. Even if he claims he is renting it out, he has zero tenant rights because he is not a tenant. He does not legally occupy a residential unit. He has no lease. He has no rent payments. He has no permitted dwelling. He is an unauthorized occupant and possibly a criminal actor. Number 5, he could be treated as a trespasser. If he is not legally on the property owner can demand he leaves. If he refuses, the owner can involve police. He can be charged with trespassing. If he voluntarily leaves, he avoids eviction, but his conduct still remains illegal. He may still be liable for damages or penalties. Number 6, the pattern makes it worse. Repeated offenses can lead to A, increased fines. Code enforcement fines usually increase per day and per violation. B, criminal referral. If he keeps doing it, the county may refer him to the DA. C, permanent ban injunction. In some cases, the county can pursue injunctive relief to stop him from entering or using the property. Number 7, potential legal exposure for the alleged tenant. This is not just about tenant rights. He may be exposed to criminal charges, civil liability, fraud claims, code violation fines, potential injunctions. Especially because he is altering property without permits, openly mocking code enforcement, planning to rent out illegal space. Bottom line, his tenant rights are non-existent. His actions are not only illegal, but they are now documented and public. If the county is serious, he is walking into a code enforcement case, possible criminal charges, possible civil exposure, no protection from eviction or removal. If you want, I can also help you with what the property owner should do to protect themselves from liability, how to document and build a case against him, what to do if he tries to use tenant rights as a defense, how code enforcement typically escalates to the DA. Just tell me what you want next.